Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. Today guys, taking a look at the new Stonethorn and Update 27 preview on the Elder Scrolls Online website. I will have a link in the description below if you want to take a look at it. But let's go ahead and see what they have to say. Now I do want to say this to everybody who wants to test this stuff. If you want to do the PTS for this, it will be going live on PTS next week. Not to the live servers, to the public test servers next week on Monday. I believe it's the 12th. So, because today is the 9th, so it's Monday 10th, 11th, no, it's the 13th. So, moving on, it says experience more Dark Heart of Skyrim stories and challenge your team with two exciting new dungeons, Stone Garden and Castle Thorn, coming soon to with the Stonethorn DLC and Update 27. The Elder Scrolls Online Stonethorn Update 27 is coming soon to the PC, Mac, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Stadia. The DLC Dungeon Pack and Update brings all new challenges, stories, and features, including a group dungeon for Stone Garden, group dungeon for Castle Thorn, 6 new item sets, which they always do, 2 new monster sets, and a new storyline to the Dark Heart of Skyrim. Both these dungeons tie into it. And then there's new homestead stuff, new improvements to performance with Update 27, new homestead pathing and housing editor, and various fixes and balance changes. Sounds really cool so far. Skyrim's Dark Heart Thunders. So the Thorn DLC, you and your team can explore 2 new exciting dungeons that build upon the tales from earlier Harrowstorm DLC and Greymoor chapter. Note that while these dungeons are part of a larger grand narrative, you can jump in and enjoy their stories without having to complete any of the previous Dark Heart of Skyrim adventures. In fact, if you wished, you could begin your year-long journey right now. So 2 new dungeons. They did show one of these off in the live stream that they had today, which was really cool. They showed off Castle Thorn, which looks I don't even want to explain it. It reminded me of something out of Frankenstein, but it looks really cool. And then Stone Garden, they didn't show anything, but they did talk about it. So really, really cool there. And then of course, Update 27 is coming, and it's gonna bring new changes to the base game, performance improvements and updates to bring patch brings improvements and impact to certain item set abilities. Fixes server task messaging and introduces a new critical memory management system and more. These additional additions and updates will help game stability and reduce load times, in addition to decreasing the number of memory crashes and performance drops. We will see. Everything they've done so far, for me, has worked. For a lot of people, hasn't. Coming to the PTS, so it says here it will be coming to the PTS. So, are coming to public test server. If you'd like to check out the DLC update before it goes live upon your ESO launcher, navigate. It just basically tells you how to start the patching process for this. But you do have to reinstall, or it will install 2 copies of the game on your computer, 1 live version and 1 PTS version. So, Dark Dungeons, so it talks about expanding upon your Dark Heart of Skyrim adventures with the upcoming Stonethorn DLC Dungeon Pack, and you can experience 2 incredible new adventures that build upon and drive the epic narrative, blah blah blah. Part of this thing is this, and then preview Dark Hearts of Skyrim Stonethorn Update 27. So this is going to be really cool when it comes to PTS. I hate to say this, I have been away for a while, because I've been really involved in Dungeons and Dragons, like the actual pen and paper game. I run 3 campaigns, so it's been really hard to find time from working on the campaigns to find time to game on here and even make content. And it's been really challenging, but now I've got a lot of that stuff caught up to where I can I can work on it and still do this at the same time. So I will be coming back to ESO videos here really soon, probably starting next week with the PTS, and then again, I mentioned this in another video, releasing some builds. But I am super excited for this because I have been enjoying the Dark Heart of Skyrim content. Harrowstorm dungeons hands down some of my favorites I've experienced in the game. Even Elsewhere's dungeons were good, really good. The ones that were for the Elsewhere storyline. The Somerset stuff was okay. I liked Murkmire a lot. I like how Murkmire was its own story, separate from the Somerset stuff. And then, of course, you know, Morrowind was great. But, like, when they started doing the year-long stuff with Elsewhere and that, it really started adding to the emphasis of this idea of a year-long event. And I really like how they've been doing it and tying it all together. Now, these 2 new dungeons are going to be in the new zone. They're going to be in Greymoor. But even if you don't own Greymoor, you can still travel to them via the icon on the map or via the group finder. So it should be really interesting to see what happens with that. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and this is something really important. So everyone understands, these DLCs, the way they're priced, like if you buy this from the store, the Crown store, it's going to cost you 1,500 crowns to buy the Dungeon DLCs. Dungeon DLCs average $15, and then the other DLCs, the big Overland DLCs or open world DLCs like Clockwork City, Southern Elsewhere, those would run about $25, and that's in US terms. So when you take into account how much you would spend on this game just buying the content versus a subscription, you actually get the content for cheaper than a subscription every year. It's $100 a year for the content, and that's buying all of them. That's buying the chapters for $39, which is $40. Then the 2 dungeon DLCs, which are 15 apiece, that's another 30, and then when you add 25 on top of it, it comes out to $100 exactly. So that's $100 that you spend a year buying content, to where a sub is going to cost you $15 a month, $150 a year, or you can buy it in long term and it'll cost you less, but it's still, you know, and you do get a lot of perks with the sub. You get the crafting bag, which if you want to craft, you can craft without it, but then it takes up all your bank space for crafting supplies, and then it leaves you empty, like no space to keep monster sets and gear sets and everything like that, unless you have the chests, those boxes you can put in your house that can hold 30 to 60 items each. And then you can get a lot of the monster sets and a lot of the gear sets. But then, of course, you have to remember that there's over 300 gear sets in the game. So if you want to collect everything, it's not going to be easy as a free-to-play player. But as a subscriber, it's a lot easier because you get the crafting bag, which puts all your crafting materials in its own private bag, separate from everything else. You get... I believe you get extra character slots. I don't remember. I could be wrong there. And then you get just a lot of other perks. You get the 1,500 or 1,600 crowns a month for the subscription. You get access to all the DLCs and the Morrowind Somerset chapters. I don't know if they've included Elsewhere in there yet, but it might be. Now, as what you pay, and then all you have to do is buy this, and you get all that other stuff for the cost of the sub. There is some trade-off, and I will say that for the first 2 years of me coming back to this game, when I first came back 1 year when one Tamriel dropped, for the first 2 years I didn't pay a sub at all. I bought the content as it came out. Then I went from buying the content to paying a sub, thanks to you guys and your support to my channel. It allowed me to pay for my sub, and I've been using that ever since. So it's been great both ways. But like I said, there's tricks to the trade, and you have to learn how to do it, or it can be really hard. So, but either way you go, free to play or subscription, both of them work. And it doesn't matter if you're a subscriber or non-subscriber, you can play all the content as long as you have purchased it or you have paid the sub. So, but that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.